Hi everyone, I hope you're doing well. We have a really different video today. We're not going to show you a tiny house, but we're taking you behind the scenes. We're going to show you where we build those houses. So we're here on the Île d'Orléans, which is an island off Quebec City, around 15 minutes off Quebec. This is where we build our houses since 2016. It's an 8,000 square feet shop, so we're going to take you around, show you where we do stuff, how we do it. So without further waiting, let's have a look inside. All right, so welcome to the sales office, aka my office. So this is where I'm taking the phone calls. Well, I'm trying to because the signal is pretty poor in the shop, so I have to jump right here on the desk to take your phone calls. But yeah, it's part of it. So, and also this is where I have the Google Meets and all that. This is where it happens. For the rest of the office sections, we have the marketing office right here. Here in the middle, right by the entrance, we have a big printer for the huge plans we're printing, and here is something we deploy so that the plans can fall over. Talking about plans, this is where we have the architecture technician and also someone in charge of the drawings, the 3Ds and all that. This is where the magic happens in terms of design of the plans and all that. In the bottom section, this is the big boss office. All right, so this is Elise, my associate Elise's office. So we're having meetings from time to time here. So this is her place. And yeah, so we have a Westphalia because anybody that might have read her bio, she traveled in Australia in one of those before she joined the Minimaliste team. And she's having that diploma here, right here. So yeah, we're super proud of her actually. So. And then we took over the upper section of that shop because last year we only had the, not the basement, but there's like 3 sections. This shop is quite weird actually. It's divided in different sections, but we made it a whole unit this year. So here it is. So this open space right here, right now is mostly woodworking actually. So the woodworking shop is right here. We have the paint shop in the bottom part right here. I'm going to take you around a little bit. So we really made ourselves home last year. So we have our own paint shop here. We have 2 woodworkers actually working full-time. We're not talking about carpentry, but pure woodworking. So all the custom ladders, all the furnishing that is made with wood. This is all where it's being built and painted, and also whatever varnish we apply. Everything's here, and we have a fan that will extract everything outside. So we have a pretty natural light coming in. Also, we have lights in the ceiling. We also have humidifier because we always want to control the humidity in the shop when we are working with wood. And then everything is here to clean and maintain all the equipment. We have a big section in the bottom there. This is where we have actually 3 spaces where we can build houses. This is one of them. Typically, this is where the Nomad are being built, but depending on what's on the construction calendar, this place can fit or regular houses or part model size, Nomad size, or any ADU size tiny houses. So we have a mezzanine here with lots of equipment and also a full length counter with cabinets. So everything in here is well organized. Everything's at the right place. And we have the big bar right here. Luigi, actually, that's his name. So he's part of the team actually. So he's mainly used for the montage of the SIP panels. So any day we are framing those tiny houses, we're lifting up the walls with it. But nowadays we have lots of action in the shop, so he's useful with more than just assembling tiny houses. So here's a map of the shop. As you can see, there's 5 different colors. Those 5 different colors are representing a different section in the shop. And that color is reflected, for example, not only on this, but on every single tool that belongs in this section of the shop. So that way we know, well, if we're missing a tool, or we also know that everything's at the right place, which is really important when we are working in 8,000 square feet with more than 20 people working in production. So we're in the orange section, which is the framing section here. So here's a framing table. All the interior divisions are pre-made prior to the house is even started. So we don't need to take any measurements on spot. We work with 3D software for all of the interior divisions. So that way we can be a step in advance in the project. Once the interior divisions are assembled here, they're placed right here. And when they're ready to be used, then the team can only take the sections and bring it directly inside the house. Before, a little earlier, we were in the nomad section. That one was the green section. And right in front of that framing table, of course, we have the woodworking section, which is the pink section. So there's 3 different zones, production zones actually, in the upper section of the shop. And we also have a little conference room that we recently accomplished right here. And this is where all the meetings happen, because there's a lot of planning that needs to be made. And so there's always somebody in here. We have lots of meeting, and we also have that screen right here, a little window. And we also have another map of the shop. So we can fit around 8 to 10 people in here. It's pretty compact, but I mean, we're making the best out of it. So yeah, we need to have those meetings. We're in the creepy basement. Well, it's not that creepy actually. This is where the whole cabinet making is happening. So we have a CNC machine in the bottom there. We have a trimming machine. Everything is made here to do perfect cabinets actually. So we have a lot going at the same time in this shop. Actually, it's our neighbor. We don't own this place right now. It's our neighbor for now, and he's producing all the cabinets for us. And he's right next to us, so it's really easy for him to bring all the cabinets once they're ready to be installed inside the house. But then we have a really close relationship with that cabinet maker, because ultimately most of what he produces goes into our shop. So we have the big sliding saw machine. We have a big pressing machine. So everything there is professional stuff, and that CNC machine is actually around 2 years old, but it's part of what makes this shop really efficient actually. So let's go up, not much to see here. We're gonna go in the other section. So we're gonna go from the pink zone to the yellow zone. So yeah, we're crossing the line here. As you can see, there's no way you can bring a pink tool past that line, or there's gonna be an alarm. No, there's no alarm, but yeah, that's the transition between the 2 zones. Safety is super important for us, so we have a lifeline up there, and all the harness are right here. So mandatory to be tied up to this when you go on the roof, and then there's a ramp here that will go up and down in order to access this roof. And then as soon as there's somebody on the roof, we have a red alarm, so that if you go inside that shop and there's the red alarm, you know that you might be careful in case of somebody drops something off the roof. So this is another safety measure. The yellow section is actually the roughing section. So the way a typical setup works, the first week the house is being put up, assembled outside, and then within 3 or 4 hours, we're bringing back into this shop where the exterior membrane is applied, the trims, the interior, the painting. We bring it up to a level that is the most completed as we can before the other section. The house is ready to be pushed outside, and then we rotate them. So here is the plumbing section. Actually, this is part of the roughing. So all the components regarding plumbing is done in-house, a heat pump is done in-house, everything's pretty much done in-house. So this is where we keep all the elements, the membranes, the tapes. We work with really specialized equipment, and again, we need to make sure that everything's at the right place. So we have a typical schedule of a project. That's the one happening right in front. So we like the boys and girls in the shop to have an overall view of the project, not only what they're going to do daily, even though there's a daily meeting every day. Of course, it's a daily meeting. But then when you have an overall view of the project, it's always better this way. And then all the plans are here. And that's a good example of the framing plans that we work with. So all the measurements, they're not taken on spot. They're pre-made with that software I was talking about a little earlier. And then the next zone is where the magic happens. So we're stepping in the blue zone. And this is where the house is completed. So a lot of stuff of different nature is stored here. So all the finishes material will be included inside the house right here. And we also have the offices for the operation director and also the production director. So we have the one office right here. Everybody in the team has their own little space right here. So this is where they're putting their stuff. And they all have their little toolboxes right here. Everything is mobile in here. Not only it allows more flexibility in the shop, but then when we do little get-togethers, we can move stuff around. When we do presentations, then we're dropping off a projector. This is where everything happens. Everything's marked on the ground as well, so we know there's safety lanes, and also it helps us putting the shop the same way it was every single week. So that helps. A clean shop is a safe shop, and ultimately it's an efficient shop. We do have a little Hall of Fame because we are really proud of not only the team, but the project that we're achieving. So we try to have as many memories here as possible. Fridge, coffee, little section right here. Of course, more tools. And then, yeah, a tiny house. So that is a project that is soon to be heading outside. And then the other one that was in the previous shop will be brought right here, so it's going to be completed. Right now it's a Noye we have here. And no, we're not going to do a video tour, but we're going to have a quick peek inside though. So that house, I'd say it's around 90-95% completed. So we still have the floor protection. We still have the countertop protection. We like to protect everything so that way you will benefit from a brand new house in the condition that you can expect. The interior siding is done on the other side of the shop, but here's where we do all the exterior siding. So anything regarding wood or metal happens here. So we have specialized tool to work with steel actually. So that section is for the people working on the exterior siding. And then different types of trims. We have the big bird. It's the compressor. Massive guy, massive girth. And then we have the trims, like I said, the exterior siding as well, the standing seam steel, and then all the cutters, everything regarding the exterior siding happens here. So plenty of space, but again, everything needs to be at the right place. That little section right by the garage door is all the tools that are required when assembling the SIP panels on the first day of the tiny house. So everything happens outside, so all the tools related to that are right by the garage door for easy access. In the entrance here, so we have an entrance, of course, at the upper level, but we're at the back of the shop, so everything that comes in regarding like orders, deliveries, it all happens here. So we have somebody here, that's the reception zone. So everything is here, everything is registered, and then everything is stored in the upper level. So we have a section upstairs where everything is stored before it's distributed at different levels of the build. And next to it, we have the production director office. This is where we're doing our little meetings before we start the day. So we like to have all the directors here, so we tell each other what they're going to do today for situation awareness. It's a pretty cozy space. Mark did a really cool place of his own in here. So here is the break room / lunch room. This is where everybody gathers. It's a really loud place actually when everybody's in here, and this is also where the monthly Poutine Thursday is happening. Every Thursday, the first Thursday of the month, actually, we're having poutine. We're doing the best poutine in the whole world, so let's be proud of it. And we also do the best tiny houses in the world, too. So, last but not least, the exterior of the shop. Actually, the outside area is around 4,000 square feet. This is where we're doing the assembling of the tiny house before we enter it in the shop. And also we have lots of racking because we don't have enough space inside, but we have 3 40-feet containers and they all have rackings on each side. We also have a racking right here by the shop. So everything is covered for the snow, because when winter arrives, we need to make sure that we're set if we don't want to slow down the production during winter time. the back of the yard is also where we can plug those houses. So we have a capacity of plugging up to 3 houses at the same time. And sometimes when we are pushing a delivery, we're just going to winterize a tiny house. But we also have water running in here, and we also have the SIP packages. So the panels that we are using for the houses are pre-assembled. So it includes the insulation and the structure of the house in a single panel. So we're covering them, but then when the time comes, we just open that up and start assembling those. So you're going to see that in the video as well. So yeah, 2 houses, sometimes we can fit 3. In summer we have more space, and then the whole lane right here is the parking spot for all the employees. And then, like I said, other rackings here. So that's pretty much where we build those houses. Actually, it's a pretty cool setup. We're proud of what we're achieving here. This shop allows for a capacity of up to 50 tiny houses a year, depending on whether it's nomad models that are smaller, or park model site tiny homes, or ADUs. So around 50 houses per year we can achieve in this shop. We can probably stretch that up, but then for now that's the capacity we have. So hope you guys liked to discover our shop. Actually, it's our house. We make it our own. And yeah, we're pretty proud of the team working here, and we're proud of how the shop is adapted to our needs. Like I said a little earlier, tiny house, tiny shop, everything has the right place. And yeah, everything works fine. So thanks for coming in our shop today. And then, yeah, we're gonna keep doing marvelous tiny houses in here. See ya.